Hi, it's been a while since the last devlog. Yes, just a while. Anyway, let me welcome you all to another episode of my devlog series. If you are new here, I'm just a guy making its first rage platformer game. I have done different zones and mechanics for the game and I am currently coming back to the project. So without further ado, let's start where we left off. In last devlog I was creating the fourth zone of the game and I added new mechanics to it. As the fourth zone was the last zone I made, I decided to work a bit on its visuals. I added a background, a parallax effect, and I started to think on a new mechanic for the final zone. I thought if I could do a mechanic that hides other mechanics of the game and makes them not interactable with the player. But if for example you press R switch or something, what once was hidden it will be revealed to the player and now you will be able to interact with it. As if we were talking something like a hidden dimension or so. To create this mechanic, I started using surfaces. In Game Maker Studio 2 we have these things that we call surfaces, on where you can draw things on, and these surfaces can or cannot be shown depending on how you use them. You could think of them as being like different layers of a drawing. For the first iteration of the mechanic, I wanted to do a moving zone where you could see and interact with the mechanics. As you can see, it was working pretty neat, and I kept working on the mechanic and this is the result I got. I really was liking what I was doing, so I decided to take some time to improve some of my previous mechanics and effects. For example, I reworked the animation of some of the falling platforms. Here you can see the two versions and how it improved. I think that the animations feel more natural and that they look better compared to what they used to look. And as I was working on that, I decided to implement a reverse effect when the mechanics reappear. But tell me guys, what version do you like the most? Next thing I did was going back to the fourth zone. I wanted to add a little effect on the mist mechanic because until this point it only had a placeholder sprite. So I wanted to change that and I got these effects iterations that I kind of like, but I'm still not convinced, so if you guys have any suggestions or opinions, they are well received. Coming back to the new mechanic, I tried to implement it in the final zone and I started testing it and seeing how it behaved playing with it. Do you remember what we have said about the switch to activate the mechanic? Well, I decided to create an eye that once you touch it, it shows you what it was hidden. So I started to create its sprites and animations, and I really like the result of its design. Don't you think guys that the background is looking boring to be testing and proving the mechanic? Well, I thought so, and as a result I made some clouds and put them on the background, and now it looks way better. And no, I'm sorry, we are drifting from the conversation. Let's focus on the mechanic. As I was saying, I really liked the result of the eye, so I tried to implement it on the game. I started working on some effects and transitions for it. But if I'm honest with you guys, I felt that the mechanic was not fitting in the right way in the game. So I made a few changes and I got the second iteration of the mechanic. Now the zone will not move, but it will still reveal the area. And to prevent players from falling when the mechanic is being activated, you will be floating in the zone until you jump. This concept felt better to play with, so I worked in new sprites and effects for the mechanic and its transitions. Each day I tried to improve the looks and transitions and I was really liking the results. But I had a problem. As you can see, I am flashing out the screen for a moment while the mechanic activates. That's because the function that I am using is creating the zone from one corner to another. I was increasing the size of the width and height to appear the mechanic, but that didn't work. So what I did instead was that I created the mechanic in the middle of where I wanted to be created, and while I increased the values of the width and height, I also moved the coordinates of the mechanic. So while the zone is creating from one corner to another, when you move its position, it gives the illusion that the mechanic is coming from the center and not just from one corner. And this is the result of how it looks. And the final thing I did was making viable the mechanic. Now if you activate the sun and fall, you can enter again and you will be floating in the void. Wait, where am I? Oh, nobody saw that? Let's record that again. Now when you enter, you will be floating in the void again. Cool, isn't it? And that's the progress I made in this month of development. But tell me guys, what do you think about the iteration of the mechanic? Which one do you like the most? I want to thank you all for watching and I hope you have enjoyed this devlog. If you have any suggestion, doubt or comment, you can put them down below in the comments. And that's all for my part. I hope you have an excellent day and I'll see you later guys. Take care.